As the old saying goes, the customer is always right. It's not just a marketing slogan, it's the law. It is the legal right you have as a customer giving money to a business that you go to all the time. So, as a customer that gives a business money, that means that you have rights granted by the law and by extension, the Constitution of the United States. It is your constitutional right as a customer to always be right, which means that businesses that are private need to cater to you no matter what. So if you go into a store and they ask you for your ID, they have to give you the age-restricted item because you feel like they should. So don't let the clerk or the cashier think that you have to prove that you are of a certain age. Fact is, you're a customer, you give the business money, therefore they have to give you the item. And if they don't, they are violating the Constitution by keeping that item from being sold, regardless of policy. And this is also true if you want to return something. Even if you beat it with a hammer, the fact is you don't like the item that was sold, therefore the retailer has to refund your purchase. You don't even have to prove that you were given a defective item. You could beat the item with a hammer. The store has to return the item. And furthermore, if you just don't want to pay for something, they don't have to ask for your receipt on the way out. You know, you don't have to prove that you paid for something. You can just take it if you don't like the company. You can just take it. It's your constitutional right as a consumer, as the founding fathers intended. And for those of you who are hearing this and are rolling your eyes in your head or just actually rolling your eyes, fact is, this is my video, so you're on my channel, this is my store, so according to my policy, if you don't watch to the end before commenting, you are a loser. A much greater loser than I will ever be. Keep that in mind and know that is the case, according to my store company policy that you have to obey. So, Karens, you know what they are. You've seen videos of people like this. So who is to blame for this behavior? On the surface, it seems like Trump and everyone that enables him and thinks they're going to get something by enabling him, that sort of thing. But that's not really the case at all. Karens are a net negative when it comes to retail and doing business with them. And everyone knows this. But because of this whole customer's always right mentality, it's really difficult to confront these people. But, like, if they never shopped at a store again, the store would be better off. It just would, by the reputation of the store, for not having to give in to their excessive demands, that sort of thing. Why do Karens behave like Karens? Well, it's for status, attention, an easy flex, and, you know, that's the part of the problem that is within your control. You can choose to give them attention and point and laugh, or you could not do that. And I have decided to leave a Reddit community that is anti-Karen because of that. I mean, this is funny stuff, and I'm still going to go back and look at it, but I don't really want to be a part of that community anymore. Because in the end, this Karen behavior, this anti-mask type thing, you know what I'm talking about, right? Karen is just shorthand for man-child, like an adult acting really immature, and the Trump administration didn't help with that. So, the part that's within your control is not giving them attention. It's sort of like Justin Bieber. He doesn't get much attention anymore, and therefore he isn't as famous as he used to be. And the same logic applies to these Karens. Now, I know people look at this and are like, these people are repulsive. And that's the thing. They are repulsive. They make you angry. Therefore, you look at the video, you share the content, and, the Karens get the attention that they crave. Because in the end, you think these Karens are principled in some way, but they're not. The Karen just wants the attention. Attention, especially bad attention. The attention that makes you angry. That's their currency. And the internet, the whole internet is like that. Like, if you make people mad, they're more likely to share your content. So that's why Karens act like Karens. And, everyone wants to point at their stupid behavior and do what they can to prove that they're better than that, but Karens don't care. The Karen doesn't care if you think you're better than them. Because they're not going to admit this, but deep down they know they're not better than you, who thinks they are better than the Karen. So Karens just act like this for attention, and they will either film themselves and get the attention, or they will behave this way because someone else will do that. And in the end, they get what they want, even if they face some sort of consequence for their behavior. They're internet famous for a little bit, and they can die happy. So the part that's within your control is, if you see this sort of thing, don't do this. And I'm making this video as a retail employee, currently, while drinking a beer and being drunk in front of you, because, that's my strategy for dealing with these types of people every day that I am working, to do what I can to not make what they want to do to me fun. And when they have an outburst like that, that's a mask and a smoke screen. And a smoke screen, because Karens they think that this is funny, and when they act upset, in their heads they're laughing. When they leave, that's what this is. So, the same strategy that everyone did with Justin Bieber, they need to do with this Karen personality. But what should society as a whole do about Karen? They should do what I do, and, if they want to cause a scene, don't let them do that. Like, just, go with their insanity until they leave the store. Like, the other day I had a customer that really wanted me to get into it about double masks, and he was like, they don't work, they're not effective, and I'm like, okay, and he pressed me on, you're not listening. I'm like, yeah, I don't have to. He's like, you don't? And I'm like, no, I don't. Leave. I didn't say the leave part, but he left. He didn't cause a scene. He didn't make anyone film him. I didn't film him. He didn't film anything. There was nothing worth filming. He left. And there was another customer who I was like, Okay, there's this donation prompt. Okay, you don't want to? Press the button. She didn't press the button. And, I could have been all, there's a sanitizer right next to the keypad. You can take that and press the button, and I'm not going to do that, but in the end, I pressed the button just to make sure she didn't cause a scene. Because these scenes are what enable the Karen. It enables the Karen mindset, and I don't want to do that. If there are people like that, I have the flexibility to not add fuel to their fire until they leave the store. And I've learned at this point to just take that approach and let them have their fit if they want to and go. But the whole point is to make sure they don't have their fit, because the fit is fun. The fit is what gets them the attention and lets them spread their bad opinions. And that's the last thing I want to do. So if I have to look like I am reluctantly agreeing with them, that's how I handle it. And then they go. And then it's done. But the entitlement is the part that is difficult to look past. It's like these Karens think they're above everything and everyone, and that they're like God or something, and therefore they're owed whatever they ask for. And obviously this isn't true. And when there's someone who is young enough to be carded, and they don't want to be carded, and they're like, oh, well, I have a picture of the ID or something like that. Obviously, stores can't do this, but they try anyway to have a flex over retail associates that do more work in one day than most of these Karens have done in their entire lives. But, no, you can't have the cigarettes, you can't have the age-restricted item, you don't have a valid photo ID, or the ID is expired. Stop doing this. Responsibility. Just have some responsibility over your lives. Why is that too much to ask? Why do you keep doing this? Well, because it's an easy flex. They're a customer, you're a cashier or associate, so they think the customer's always right. But here's the part they don't get. The actual Constitution is more on the side of we have the right to refuse service to everyone. And that's completely incompatible with the customer's always right. Now, by statute, that's not actually the case. You can't be denied service based on race, religion, sex. I don't know what the fourth one is. Race, religion, sex. Well, sexual orientation, apparently, because of a recent Supreme Court ruling, and creed, country of origin, you can't deny people service based on that. But you can deny people service regardless of their demographic because they're acting immature. And Karens are immature. So they're not owed service. They're also not owed attention. And that's their currency. That's what they thrive off of. So I do what I can to make sure they don't cause a scene and get attention. And if that doesn't work, then I have to do the heavy-handed stuff. And I have the legal rights to do that, but that's a last resort. And if a Karen wants me to do something heavy-handed, I'm not going to be the one that does that. It will be someone above my position that does. And Karens think I'm this innocent person that is behaving innocent. No, you're not. I know you're lying about that. You know you're lying about that. You're just trying to cause a scene and get attention. And flex your following on social media, but that's a following that you don't deserve. I mean, I have a Twitter with over 1,000 followers, but this is a YouTube channel that I have and I don't take seriously, so I can say, as a current employee of retail, I don't have to care about your internet reputation. The fact is, you're trying to cause a scene to get people mad and spread your face. And that's the last thing I want. I know that's what you want, so you can spread your face, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do what I can to make sure you don't end up on TV, on KSTP or WCCO. Because I know that that's the kind of attention you want. And I'm not going to give that to you. You're Justin Bieber to me. I want you to get the least amount of attention that you can so that you stay irrelevant. Because that's what you deserve. That's the Minnesota perspective on Karen, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.